Hello boys and girls, this is week 7. So this is our 7th video. Last week we talked about making an owl, or actually 2 owls, using shapes only. This week there is a video at the top of the module 7 for week 7. We're going to be it'll have a video about lines again, because we're going to be talking about adding lines, but we're also going to be talking about colors. We're going to do one owl with warm colors, which are these colors: reds, oranges, yellows, and pinks. I'm not sure I'm going to use much with yellow, but we're going to use those, and cool colors. So one of them will be warm. The other one is going to be a cool color. So all the texture that I do on this owl will be warm colors. I'm going to start with the face. Maybe I'll do a couple of colors. I'm going to do a little curvy line. I'm going to start at the outside edge of the circle and put some lines that are going in different directions. I'm going to try not to go outside the lines. And you can get closer to the eyeballs and the beak of the bird while you're doing it. They don't have to be super little. I'm getting kind of close. And if you notice, I'm moving them in different directions because feathers move in different directions. They don't have to be perfectly straight or just drawn in one direction. Now I'm going to add a little bit of orange, just so it's 2 different colors. Maybe I'll even add a little bit of pink. But you notice I'm not doing lots and lots of orange. I'm just adding them to it. And again, I'm using colored pencils. I think crayons would be a little bit tricky because crayons are hard to keep a point. So I'm adding the hot pink, which is a warm color. I kind of like having all the different colors, like in different layers. I'm going to use this yellow orange on the beak. Now I'm not worrying about putting lines on here. I'm just going to do it a solid color. And maybe I'll do the eyeball, the darkest color I have, red. Maybe I'll leave this part here white, and then I'll do the little ring around the eye. I'm going to turn my paper because it's hard to go around in a circle without going outside the lines. So I always move my paper around. And I will do this side. I'm going to have to get up and get a yellow colored pencil. I'm in my classroom, but I feel like I should have a yellow one. Yellow doesn't show up as nice, but maybe I can do some yellow. See, it's very hard to see yellow unless you're going to color the whole thing in and make it solid. But I'm doing the same kind of curvy lines because the ears have feathers on them too, right? So we want to have some texture. When you do lines on things, it makes it look like they have texture, or there's like, it feels different. So now his body, we're going to do the body with not really loops, but kind of bumpy. On my line page, I think I have it called, they call them cloud, but I don't know. Gonna keep going down. See, these lines like this kind of makes it look like the feathers that you would see on the belly or the breast of a owl. Or do they call it a chest? Sometimes they say birds have breasts, like their upper part of their chest, which is up closer to their neck area. I'm not a bird aficionado. I don't know all the words. So there's my feathers made of plain loopy little lines on the chest. I need to do, maybe I'll do hot pink wings. I'm gonna do this wavy line, a little wavy line, the same wavy line all the way down, just one right after the other. Kind of looks like a pinky purple, or a purple with a little pink in it. Okay, I'm doing it on the other side. So we've used on the face and the ears, little curvy lines. They were almost straight. On the wings, we did a really deep curve to look like feathers. And on the breast, we did this little loop line. I think we are pretty much done with the lines. I'm probably gonna do the feet because I like to add color. Maybe I'll do the claws in yellow because aren't claws a little bit lighter? Let's get a chance to use that yellow. Still, even though you color it in, it's still hard to see, especially on the video. If you want, you could probably color in between the space so there's a little more color, but I'm really not pressing hard. I'm barely giving any color to it, but I would like to have a little more than just a few lines. Maybe I could have put my lines closer together and I would have had a little more color in my wings. But I would like to have a little bit more color on my owl. I almost called it a bird. I don't think owls are considered birds officially. I think they're birds of prey, but I think they have they consider them something a little bit different. But like I said, I am not an expert. If somebody's mommy or daddy or an adult that you live with knows about birds, please let me know. I guess I should have looked into that. So here's my bird, my owl. Maybe I'll add a little more color to his ears. I feel like I have to add more color. I think it's very cute. We could even put a little color between in here. In each little area. If I do one space, maybe I'll skip a space in between so you really see the lines. I'm going to skip into here. If you see, I'm trying to go real careful in the pointy areas. That's why it's easier, I think, to use the colored pencils than the crayons. Crayons by now would not have a point anymore. And because crayons are a little bit softer, they wear out a little bit faster than a colored pencil. Plus, it's not as easy to sharpen a crayon as it is to sharpen the colored pencils. I skipped another one, so I have a white area, and you could really see the loop lines. Or if you want to call them cloud lines or bumpy lines. Whatever words help you describe them. I kind of like this. You could color the whole thing if you color it lightly so that you could see your lines. Try not to lose the lines by coloring over top the whole area dark, because then you won't see the lines that are trying to make it look like he has feathers on his chest. See, there's my owl, my warm color owl. Now you're going to do the same thing to your cool color, but you're going to use cool colors. So I'm going to start with the eyeballs like that. Maybe I'll do purple beak. Now the beak, remember, all I did was just color it in. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I want you to remember to do the lines. So we'll do short little curvy lines around the face. They can go in different directions. And you can use multiple different colors over and over. You might see a bigger difference on this side just because you can see the colors. There's more of a contrast in the cool colors than you would see in the warm colors, because the pinks and the reds and the oranges are kind of this, they call it value. They don't have a lot of contrast. So they kind of like, when you look at the color wheel, they're sisters. They sit right next to each other. Or they could be brothers. They don't have to be a girl or a boy. Let's do a little green around the eyes. Please remember to take your time. Slow and steady wins the race. Enjoy it. You can do the lines in the ears. Remember, we have, I think I might do black lines on the chest, so they really stand out. I will probably add color between the layers, just like I did before on the other side, skipping a section every time. So I still see these really cool lines that look like the breast feathers. I will not sit here and do this whole thing by coloring everything in, but I want to put the lines in. Remember, this is a really deep, really big wiggly line. Goes way up and way down, way up and way down. Same with on the other side, up and very far down, not just a little gentle wiggle. It's a big, deep wiggle. Go up and down. Good practice. Good. My arm's getting a little sore. So please finish both sides. I finished my warm side. I added a little color in some sections so it makes it look nice and bright. You will add more texture for the ears, color the feet. You could add a little color on the face if you want to, color a little more in the ears, and color on the bird's wings and the chest. Make sure you don't color so dark that you can't see your lines. The lines are very important. Remember to watch the videos about line and the video about color, and there is always a little quiz, a 1-question quiz at the end. Please answer that quiz so your principal knows that you are doing your work. Thank you, boys and girls.